Hello, friends. I have a special announcement regarding Maggasekha in Colorado. So, for those of you who have been following my journeys and the vision for Maggasekha for a while, um, you know that we are in the early stages, right? I've been visiting Colorado a couple times a year for the last 3 years. And more recent visits have grown to larger and larger amounts of time spending in Colorado. The last visit, I was there for almost 2 months. And over those couple years, I have met and connected with most all the major Buddhist insight Vipassana groups. I've met many people who are interested in the vision of Maggasekha. And I think I've reached a point where I've kind of gone as far as I can with that. And sometimes it's interesting how karma, the universe, however you want to say it, gives you little hints if you can watch how things are working out. And I think that things are working towards the ending of my nomad life. So let me make the announcement here. I am going to be planning to attempt to live in Colorado as of next June. So that would be June 2026. That's the big announcement. How did this come about? Well, I was just recently in Colorado, and I was recently invited to visit Fort Collins. And while I was in Fort Collins, I stayed in a little studio apartment. And while I was there, I kind of contemplated and I thought, well, this is the missing link. What do I mean by missing link? It means that I was having trouble visualizing how I go from visiting Colorado, nomading Colorado, staying here, staying there, all the way to renting out a small house, calling it Maggasekha Vihara, right? As we see many monastics in many different places in the country have. And I was having trouble kind of seeing a middle ground between there. What's the step between those two things? Because when we talk about renting a house, we're talking about many thousands of dollars. Even in the middle of the country, even a place like Colorado, we're talking $3,000 a month, something like that at least. And I knew that I was just not there in terms of support, that we would get to that point yet. But I thought, okay, that would be in some time, some years from now, as I kept visiting. And when I was in this little studio apartment and I asked questions about it and I found the monthly cost, I thought, this is the missing link. This is what I have been missing. This is the middle ground between nomading and renting out a house. A small studio apartment, which can go somewhere between $1,000 to $1,500, is something actually I felt, what? That is actually doable. I felt that if I took the leap and decided, what, this is what we are going to do, that there would be enough support for that. And so this is the major announcement. Right? The major announcement, the major plan at this point, starting now and going for the next year or so until the plan gets put into action, is to make it known in the Buddhist community the goal. The goal being to set foot in Colorado, to have enough support that I could stay in a small studio apartment, which is like a kuti. It's more like a senior's kuti because it has a bathroom and kitchen and things like that. It's a small place, not really a place to host people to visit, but enough for me to live in Colorado, enough for me to be there, to officially become a resident of Colorado, and more importantly, to officially create Maggasekha as a 501c3 religious organization. Once we see there is enough support that I can stay in the state, and we create officially Maggasekha, then the ball just rolls from there. Right? Once everything is officially created, Maggasekha becomes an official organization. Maggasekha can officially take donations, officially do the things that 501c3 does, officially help the vision to grow. So these are the two big things. You know, those of you who've been following me for a while, you've been hearing possibilities. You've been hearing visions. You've been hearing thoughts. But now we are coming to concrete action. The concrete action being that a year from now, about a year and a month from now, we will make the attempt to live in Colorado. And then hopefully, after a couple months there, if things seem pretty stable, it seems like there's enough support, then officially create Maggasekha as 501c3 organization and get the ball rolling from there. So this is a call to action. This is a call to action for all friends of Maggasekha, everybody who shares in my vision, right? Having a vision is nice, but as I've seen personally and as I've heard in many examples, there's no monastery, there's no place, there's no organization that's just built by one person. Maybe one person has the vision, but unless other people believe in that vision and believe it should exist, then it won't exist. This is why I have been making videos and updates and talking about the Maggasekha vision and calling upon you, if you so deem it important, deem it valuable, to help support this vision. So that being said, what I have done is I have created a account through a website called DonorBox using the company Stripe, and this will allow people to, if they wish, to set up a monthly donation that would go towards the payment, the support of keeping up the very first, the very small Maggasekha Vihara in the little studio apartment in Colorado, which would then allow me to be on the ground, to develop more connections and to meet more of the people locally who will want to help grow the organization. And also as a place, because Maggasekha will be located, it can only be located in one place in the world, brick and mortar. But Maggasekha will always be global. I will always be giving online teachings and supporting Dhamma friends all over the world, no matter where they are. And so, at the bottom of this video, if you're watching this video on the website, or in the description if you're watching it on YouTube, you will see the link. If you would like to go and set a donation a month that you would like to support the rent, I am going to try to shoot for renting about $1,000 a month. But if we have enough support for about $1,500, I think that would be better, because that would cover any kind of extra things that might need to be paid for monthly. And I'm starting this now because I want to give it a year for it to build momentum. Right? I want to give it a year for it to spread around the Maggasekha community, but also different Buddhist communities, people who might want to help support the creation of another Buddhist organization in America. And I think that by the end, right, towards the spring of next year, we'll really then be able to see, is there enough support? Have enough people signed up, monthly, going towards the rent and the utilities and all these other things, that we would actually be able to go and to, set up in Colorado. So we have a whole year for the word to spread, for people to choose, if they wish, to support on a monthly basis, so that we can set Maggasekha up, really create it. It's one thing when donations go to me personally, and I have an organization, but it's not an official organization. Right? Some people might feel iffy about that, and I don't blame them because it all depends on if you trust me or not. But once there's an organization that brings an air of legitimacy to the project, it brings an air of legitimacy to the vision. And me personally, as a monastic, I don't have to worry about donations directly to me anymore, because the donations go to Maggasekha 501c3. And then any monks in the future that will be part of Maggasekha 501c3 Buddhist religious organization will be supported through that organization. So there will be many, many benefits, many important stepping stones for Maggasekha as an organization once it is officially created. And so when I had this kind of vision, this thought, this idea, it came to me with a strong intuition, almost like that old that movie, if you build it, they will come. I thought, if I really go for it, I show that this is a concrete step that's happening. My intuition told me that the support would be there. And so this excitement, I've been waiting to make this video for about 2 weeks now, because I've wanted to wait for just the right time and just the right kind of place and to do this. And so now the video is made. So this is a call to action for all Maggasekha friends, everybody who would wish to support the building of this organization, the eventual creation, if there's enough support and it keeps going, in the years to come, of a forest monastery, of a retreat center, a place to ordain and train good bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, right? Another organization in the center of the country, which there's really not that many, if at all. There's very little in the center of the country. But a Buddhist organization able to teach and to train everybody in English and hopefully in Spanish as well, right? To be able to disseminate, to share the Dhamma in this way. So the timeline starts now. We will see in a year from now if there is enough support. And if there's enough support, even if it's close but not quite there, fortune favors the bold, as they say. So I think that now is the time. Before, it's been vision and thoughts and possibilities. Now Maggasekha Vihara, and Colorado, now is the time for it to become real, right? To move out of vision and into reality. So friends, I invite you all to help to build Maggasekha, to build the vision, to have another place in America for good Dhamma for good monastics and for people to go and have free retreats. Right? It all starts small. It starts now. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your support both in the years past and in the years to come. Suki Hotu. May you be happy and at ease.